Welcome back, everyone. Once again, we're back in the water, in the dark, on the way to the buoys. This was going to be a bit of a quicker day. I did a small trip the day before this and got 2 bar jacks I was going to use to chum. And we just wanted to get a couple fish, and I wanted to redo the Kombujime video I made. Started off the morning with a nice little yellow jack that I took way too long to take a shot on, and so I let him go. So here was a hogfish shot that my buddy made. I saw that it was kind of shot through the gills. I did not want it to get off.
I'm gonna hold out.
Now this is something I always try and stress, is taking, what you think you need. I always take these little yellow jacks like this, that's a quick and easy one. But our limit for hogfish is only 1 per person, so I made the decision to skip on that hogfish earlier in the hopes that I find something better later. These ledges are my favorite things to look under. You never know if you're going to find a little schoolmaster snapper or a hog or even a grouper back there. It's been a while since I've seen them, and I've usually only seen those fish out in the open, but I'm taking my chances and I will always look under these ledges. So whenever I pan the video away from the person and just, highlight a small corner like that, I'm usually trying to keep the shoreline protected so people can't see where I'm at. Now, these were the 2 jacks I shot the day before. Perfect little guys in size for chumming the water a little bit. The current was, as you can see, moving at a decent rate. That's why I wanted to put the buoys on 2 different markers. And just see where the chum goes and what it brings in. So I like to view this as I'm trading 1 fish, like a bar jack like that. I'm trading it up for a snapper. Now, there are a lot larger snappers that are, sneaking around, but this is the perfect size for, barbecue, like an individual person's portion on a barbecue.
We gotta keep an eye on boats though now. We gotta keep an eye on boats. So what's your idea? Just drift back a little and head in?
Well, let's go that way we'll make drift back in. We're not going all the way off already.
Alright.
So here's a yellow jack swimming up towards me. When fish get that close and you try and aim for the head, there's a lot of room for error, which is exactly what happened for me. So I immediately throw my flasher as a reaction to hopefully get it to turn around while I reload my gun. This time he didn't get away, so I was happy about that.
There's Jax.
Pretty much, this is the end of our dive. My buddy's float ended up getting loose when it was attached to the buoy and ended up just drifting with the current, and there was no way we could get it. So we were down to my buoy and we ended up heading back inshore. So the whole point of Kombujime is to make some nigiri from it. At least that's what I'm going to be doing right now. You can eat it as sashimi, whatever else you want, but the rice is super crucial to making any good sushi. I usually rinse it till the water runs clear, then I soak it in the water for half an hour. I bring it up to a boil with the lid off, put the lid on, and keep the lid on for about 20 minutes, and then let it steam on the side for 10 minutes. Naturally, I don't have any sticking to the side of the pot, and I end up with really nice sushi rice. So I'm going to be working on hogfish for the Kombujime. I took my piece of hogfish and I wanted to try it only half on the surface and half open to the refrigerator. By misting the seaweed, I end up enabling for it to break down a little bit and soften up so that it can start working its process on the fish a bit quicker. You don't want to rub off the white stuff because that's the umami. That's where you get a lot of your flavor from. And the whole entire process is removing moisture from the fish while also embedding the flavor of the seaweed into it. So last time when I did Kombujime, I did it for about a couple hours because I ended up forgetting, but it had seaweed on both sides and it became way too gummy. Like when you keep your fish as a fillet like this, you can leave it one side exposed to the air, one side on the kombu for a couple hours like this because it's only one piece of seaweed. But if you do one on top, one on the bottom, and press it down with saran wrap, I would recommend only doing that for about 30 minutes and then gauging from there if you would like any more, or if you should start cutting it at that moment. It's really as you go, check it out. Hogfish is something I don't usually eat as sashimi when it's fresh, but what this does is it breaks down all those tough proteins that a thicker cut of sushi would have made impossible to chew and would have been kind of unenjoyable and flavorless. And you can already see how the hogfish has that opaqueness to it, and that's exactly what you're looking for. You don't want anything too intense and too salty. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll try my best to answer them.